Welcome back to GearWire.com. My name is Bill Holland, and this is the FabFilter Software Instruments Timeless. This is a time-based effect, otherwise known as a delay, but it incorporates some things you don't often find on delay. We have basically set up here a matrix for patching in filters, modulation parameters, much like you would find on a synthesizer. A very cool way to create a delay plugin. Let's take a look at this really quickly. So I have a bass running right now. What I want to do is actually find a good bass delay. Let's use an analog tape echo real quick. I think that might be a little too much, so I want to actually bring my dry mix up and bring my wet mix down. You'll notice normally you'll have a dry to wet mix control, but here you've got a dry mix and wet mix separate from each other with independent pans. So for example here, I could take the dry all the way out, or take the wet down and bring the dry up. Now let's say I wanted my delay to go all the way to the right and my dry signal all the way to the left. What would that sound like? Well, let's find out. Not something you see every day on a delay plugin. Something else that's pretty interesting is the presence of an envelope gain control here. I can set the type of release, or if it's pulse, slow, or standard. Keep it at standard right now. Now let's say I want to assign this to a source. I can actually select a target. So in this case I could actually assign this target here to something else. So if I want to assign this to, say, filter 1's frequency, and you could say the source is the envelope gain. You could then control that from the envelope gain. Now where's filter 1? Filter 1 is right up here. Along with filter 2. Notice that these filters are very similar to the filter layout of all the other filter effects from FabFilter. Very convenient if you're going between plugins and need to know how this functions. It's the exact same way, and basically these little guys down here control your cutoff up here and the independent controls. You can also turn these filters on or off, set the type of filter, whether it's raw, tube, metal, or easygoing. And then you can also set the type of filter. So if I want a low pass at 24 and say a high pass at 48, I could do that. Now notice that your left and right delay are separately controlled right up here, so I can actually control the level of each, the note value of each, and decide whether it's a stretch delay or a tape delay. Notice also that my input control for these is right over here. And then I also can, again, kind of matrix assign these different parameters. So like filter 1, for example, is controlled by LFO1, which is down here. And you can assign note values to that as well, along with the resolution of the actual LFO. Can control the balance. Now, taking that knowledge, you can actually use the LFO to control other parameters. Like if I go here, I could use it to control the wet level. Use the control release, attack, delay time right, or panning. I'll also use it to control dry low if I want. This is GearWire.com, and my name is Bill Holland. You have been looking at the FabFilter Software Instruments Timeless Delay Effect.